The memory came in fragments: fire, scales, and the deafening roar of collapsing stone. Alara Voss remembered the dragon cub's terrified golden eyes as the cavern ceiling gave way. Remembered throwing herself over Pyrrhic's small trembling body. Remembered the crushing weight and then dotness. Now she opened her eyes to light. Not the warm light of Earth's sun, but something else entirely, of violet luminescence that pulsed like a living heartbeat across crystalline walls. Alara gasped, her lungs filling with air that tasted of ozone and something metallic. She was alive. Impossibly, inexplicably alive. She sat up slowly, her body responding without the agony she expected. No broken bones, no wounds. Her fingers traced where jagged rocks should have torn through flesh and found only unmarred skin beneath her tattered expedition gear. The cavern was gone. In its place stretched a chamber of impossible geometry, where walls curved into dimensions her mind struggled to process. "You wake." The voice resonated through her skull rather than her ears. Alara spun around and froze. Pyrrhic stood before her, but not the small dragon cub she remembered. This creature towered 3 times her height, scales shimmering with iridescent patterns that hurt to look at directly. Those same golden eyes regarded her with an intelligence that seemed ancient beyond measure. "Pyrrhic?" Alara's voice cracked. "What happened? Where are we?" The dragon lowered its massive head, and suddenly Alara saw through the imposing form to the frightened youngling she'd protected. "You died for me, Alara Voss. The rocks crushed you. I felt your life essence fade. Then how? I brought you here. To the crossing." Pyrrhic's mental voice carried notes of something like guilt. "I am not what you believed. My kind, we are not mere beasts of your world. We are gatekeepers, shepherds between dimensions. When you gave your life for mine, you triggered an ancient debt. The universe demands balance." Alara stood on shaking legs, looking around the impossible space. Through translucent sections of wall, she glimpsed landscapes that defied description: upside-down oceans, forests of living light, cities built from solidified music. This is another dimension? Many dimensions converge here. The nexus point. Pyrrhic moved closer, each step deliberate and careful. "I could not let you die. So I brought your consciousness here, reconstructed your form from the quantum pattern you left behind. But Alara Voss, there is a price." Of course there was. Nothing came free, not even resurrection. What price? You cannot return to Earth, not as you were. Your old body is gone, buried beneath a mountain on a world that moves differently through time now. Here, months have passed in the span of your single breath. The dragon's eyes dimmed with sorrow. To you, it was yesterday. To your world, you have been missing for half a year. The words hit like physical blows. 6 months. Her research team would have searched, mourned, moved on. Her family would have held a funeral for an empty casket. Alara's knees buckled, and she caught herself against the crystalline wall. It thrummed beneath her palm with energy that felt alive. "Why?" she whispered. "Why save me if I can never go home?" "Because I am young and foolish, and could not bear to let your sacrifice be final." Pyrrhic's mental voice broke with emotion. "Because humans are supposed to be fragile, brief creatures, yet you threw yourself before death without hesitation. For me. A dragon you'd known for mere hours." The great head bowed lower. "I could not honor such courage with oblivion." Alara closed her eyes, fighting back tears. Then she felt it, a warmth spreading through her body, starting from her core and radiating outward. She looked down and gasped. Her hands glowed with the same violet light that permeated the chamber. Threads of energy danced between her fingers like living things. "What's happening to me?" The Nexus changes those who dwell within it. Especially humans, your species is remarkably adaptable. Already you are becoming something more. Pyrrhic's voice carried a note of wonder. "You are developing the sight, the ability to perceive the underlying structure of reality." As if responding to the dragon's words, Alara's vision suddenly expanded. She saw the chamber not as solid matter, but as intricate webs of probability and potential, saw the threads connecting this space to infinite others, saw the vast cosmic machinery that held the multiverse together. It was terrifying and beautiful beyond description. "I don't understand," she breathed, even as understanding bloomed within her transformed mind. "What am I supposed to do here?" "That is your choice to make." Pyrrhic straightened to full height. "The gatekeepers maintain the boundaries between worlds, prevent dimensional breaches, guide lost souls back to their proper realities. We could use someone with human perspective. Someone who understands sacrifice. You're offering me a job? Despite everything, Alara laughed a slightly hysterical sound that echoed strangely in the crystalline space. I am offering you purpose. A reason for the life I could not let end. The dragon's golden eyes blazed with intensity. Humans always surprised us with their resilience, their stubborn refusal to accept limitation. You could be the first of your kind to walk between worlds as we do. You could help countless beings, prevent catastrophes, explore realities your scientists never dreamed existed. Alara looked down at her glowing hands, then up at the impossible vistas visible through the chamber walls. She thought of Earth, of the life she'd lost, of the funeral that had already happened. The grief was real and sharp, but beneath it stirred something else: curiosity, wonder, the same drive that had made her an explorer in the first place. She had thrown herself before death to save a young dragon. Now that dragon offered her eternity among the stars and beyond. Teach me, Alara said finally, meeting Pyrrhic's ancient gaze with new determination. Teach me to be a gatekeeper. If I can't go home, then I'll make this my home. I'll help protect all homes, all worlds. Pyrrhic's joy resonated through the chamber like a bell. Then we begin your training, Alara Voss. First human gatekeeper, protector of the Nexus. Walker between worlds. As the dragon led her deeper into the crystalline labyrinth, Alara looked back once at the space where she'd awakened. She had died on Earth saving a dragon cub. Now she lived in infinity, and her real adventure was just beginning. Humanity had always reached for the stars. She would reach further still,